Good morning. Today I'm going to try my best to explain archiving. I really don't like that word. It makes me think of an old portrait hanging under fluorescent lights in a dingy hallway in some old mansion, and we're waiting for it to fade. So I'm just going to use what this really is, and that is storage for safety and easy retrieval in a location that you can get to and keep safe. Okay, so let's start from the beginning. When I take pictures, I get them off of my compact flash card. They go onto my C drive and my D drive. So I have two copies right away. And you can tell by common sense, after a while, this is going to grow and grow and grow and grow as I add more and more pictures. And it becomes unwieldy, especially when you want to back up your computer and stuff like that. So at a given point in time, I take the oldest image folders and I move them over to my new Y drive, which is a 2 terabyte that I got recently. As you can see, it's not heavily used yet. Okay, so that's the plan. Okay, let's move into it and see what we can do. Okay, I've got a folder here, and basically I chose this folder for a reason, and I'll show you as we go along. There are three types of searches that QImage does in its database. One is the simple one to explain, which is the information database for images. Okay, this is for images. So I got a cutie pie image right here, okay? It's just a cute image of a parrot with his head upside down, and it's just cute, nothing special. But I want to remember it. I want to be able to get it if somebody says to me, where's that cute picture of the upside down parrot? So in here, I'm going to type upside down. Okay, and I can even put parrot in here too, just in case. And I'm going to say okay. So now if I go to the database, let me change folders so you don't think I'm cheating, right? I mean, you know how it is. So here, pick any one, doesn't make any difference. And I go here and I type in upside down. Don't even need the down. And I click on photos. Now that's the important part. This clicking on the photos button makes QImage Ultimate search all these little I buttons, these information buttons, okay, like that. So I say search photos and it finds the upside down parrot. That's pretty slick. Oh, by the way, if you want to get rid of this word here and just click it to highlight, hit the delete key and you're back to there again, and you can put in parrots. Now we should get a better return for our money. Okay, again, photos. Wow, look at all those parrots. Okay, those are the parrots we got here. Okay, I'm going to close this up and we'll move on. Okay, now another thing I want to add to that is that you can do multiples. So if you had a whole folder full of, different shots of the same subject and you wanted to be able to retrieve it easily, you could do this. Select, the decent ones like that. Just kind of giving you an idea. So I've got these selected. Here's another one, yeah, a bunch of them. And I click on the little I button for information. Are you sure you want to do multiple? Yes. And in here, I'm just going to put parrot. Okay, just like that. Okay, now if I search parrot, I'm going to get those included. Okay, you get the idea, Oh, a while back, I took a picture of the Nurse and Sailor, famous statue and famous event at the end of World War II. The nurse and the sailor were kissing in Times Square, and it was on the cover of Life magazine. So I took a pretty nice shot of it, had many requests for it, I might add, and I am able to retrieve that if anybody wants it. I just type nurse and I say photos and look what I get. Okay, this means that every one of these images has the word nurse in the button that has the I for information. Okay, I think you're getting the hang of it. And also you'll notice here nurse, 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 but some say nurse print sailor, okay? Which means that's the ones that I printed. And people asked for them and I printed them. Okay, let's move on. Here we go. Okay, now we get to the second part. This is the descriptor. See the D, it means descriptor or description. In here, you're supposed to put in something relevant to the folder and its content. And in this case, it's a pretty ordinary folder, so I really didn't have anything to think of that I wanted to put in here, okay? So I left it blank. Technically, you really should put something in there to reflect the contents, like Sarah's birthday, Susie's anniversary, or fishing in such and such a lake, or whatever it happens to be. In my case, my normal thing is to name the folder, the date, and the location. So I got a pretty good head start, but a lot of times I got so many jungle gardens, I don't know what's in each folder. So it's a good idea to put something in here. I'll give you an example of what I'm talking about. If I do a search for, let's say, jungle, okay, like that, and I search folders, look what I got, okay? Now I got different things in here. Dan, I went with Dan to the jungle. Handheld 300 millimeter session. Flamingos. I've got, these are just plain jungle gardens and so on. And you'll see that they're on different drives. See? Fred Jungle, this is on an M drive, DVD 115, and so on down the line. And you've got all kinds of different descriptions that's in here. Now we're going to do one more, okay? Jungle, get rid of that. And we're going to search for Fred. Okay. Folders. And we have Fred. And the description gives me an idea of what this folder contains. Fred and Dan, Peter and Fred, Longboat Manatee, Fred and Mike, Dave and Fred, Fred and Dan, goes on and on and on. Okay, so it gives me an idea what's in here because I put something in that description box. That's the idea. Okay, all right, let's move along and we'll show you how you operate this thing. Okay, well, I saved a little time. I copied that folder, the one that was in the C drive, right, this guy here, same folder. I copied it over to the Y drive where we're going to store it. Okay, so you can see Y pictures right, like that. In case you don't have your storage drive in the history drop down, you can always just find it by using this system here and find your storage drive. Okay, all right, that's not a big deal. Okay, so what we got here is an empty description box. Okay, and I'm going to the tools. And I'm going to use the upper one here is populate user database, etc. Okay, and it stays empty. Okay, now if I go and I search, okay, let's do a search, and let's search for, well, let's do it this way. Let's just look at everything. Okay, Y:\, pics. That's the folder. Okay. And search for the folder. All right, there we go. Now, you can search to Doomsday, okay? You're not going to find 11/4/2015. And the reason is QImage is doing its search by this column, okay? And we didn't put anything in this box. So therefore, it's not going to find anything. It's as common and easy as that. I'll scroll it down a little bit just so you'll see there is nothing with that date, nothing with Jungle Gardens F on it or something like that because we didn't put anything in there. Okay? All right, now we're going to close this and show you what your options are. You can type something in here. You know, type just before Halloween or so, just after Halloween, because it was 11:04. I can type just after Halloween, job done. Okay? But a lot of times I just have no urge to put anything in here. So when I go and do my database tools, instead of using this, which leaves it blank, I use this one. Now this one says, in effect, if you did put something in there, I won't override it. But if it's empty, I'm going to copy the folder name in there, okay? And that's what we use. So now I've got the same folder name in the descriptor box. And now when I go to put in, let's do what we did before, y:\pics, okay, like that. And I click folders, and now we should find that guy. Here it is, right there. See it? Because it's in here. And that's the answer, right there. Okay, let's move along. We got a little bit more to cover, not a whole lot. Okay, and the last and third thing I want to show you is the global search. Okay, this pretty nifty thing here. So if I click here and I say, I got a couple of PSD files. I don't remember even what they are. I know they're made by some foolish program, but anyway, I know I have a couple, so I'm going to look for PSD, but this time I'm going to use this button over here, and I'm going to tell my computer what folder to look for it, or what drive to look for it, anything you like, okay? But in this case, I'm going to shorten it up and say, just look in the C:\pics and D:\pics, and we should find it, okay? There it is. How you like that? Now, another thing neat is if I double click this, okay, if you look carefully, you'll see that one of these things is highlighted. Okay, that one. See it over here? It's got the check mark, and it's got a silver border around it, so you know which it is, and there's your PSD file. Okay, and hold on one more second, and we'll try one more. Okay, I want to show you how valuable this is. It's not only for pictures. You can search your entire computer for anything you like. For instance, I'm going to look for a doc file. Now, the kind of file that's, whoops, I messed up here. Okay, doc file. The kind of file that Microsoft Word produces, a document file. Okay, and I'm going to use this global search again. And this time I'm not going to look in the picture folder. Okay, I'm going to look on my C drive right there. By the way, you add and take away by using this button here. You can add whatever drive letters that you have. Okay, so let's see what we come up with. Now, if you look on the bottom here, you can see that it searched 250,000 files. It stopped and said, you want to go more? Not really. So we stop here, and that's what it found. There's a doc file in each one of these folders, and that has nothing to do with images, has nothing to do with QImage, it has nothing to do with pictures. It's just a great tool. It's a search engine that's really fast, quick, accurate, and boy oh boy, you can't beat that when you're using QImage. You got it everything right at your fingertips. And let's see, last item I just want to show you is this guy down here. I added in the information box Snowy Egret, okay? So that if I do a search for Snowy, I'll come up with him. If I do a search for Egret, I'm going to come up with a few hundred pictures. So that's the reason I'm pointing this out for you, and that's why you might want to use more than one word if it's a specific picture. Okay, Snowy, like that, and photo, and I get Snowy. Okay, there you go. Okay, that about does it, and we'll come back to you in a second. All right, now I invite you to ask questions. Um, if you see this video and something's not clear, I invite you to post your question right underneath the post that contains the video, and we'll see if we can do better. Okay, thank you very much for listening. Enjoy QImage Ultimate. It is the ultimate. Thank you very much, and take care.